it's a polyurethane that was cast around two large sections of steel, and the steel is treated with a chemical bonding agent. So it creates a chemical bond between the synthetic rubber and the metal, and I've used that to make joining systems that are flexible in many different directions. There's some other examples of that, some smaller pieces, and these ones are medical grade silicone rubber, then chemically bonded in the same method onto steel. So, yeah, and here just kind of give you an idea of how the joints just sort of flex and bend. So when I was asked to talk today, I was told that I could speculate as wildly as possible about something that I hadn't heard that much about beforehand. And I was told about this printable plastic electronics. And as soon as I started hearing about printable electronics, I started thinking, well, if you can print it in 2 dimensions, surely you can print it in 3 dimensions. We can add a z-axis just like any 3D printing system. And that started to get pretty interesting, in thinking about how we could make a circuit board where the electricity works in 3 dimensions, and that can all function back into the design of whatever it is that we're then making. And then I started to think, well, can the print head then also handle a way of printing the substrate at the same time, so that we can, if the print head can get sophisticated enough, can we print a piece of material that we then print the circuit board inside, so the whole thing comes printed out as one part with the electronics designed into the system. So then from that, those were my first thoughts, and I wanted to then go on to something I've been talking about with a friend of mine for a while. He's a good friend, who's another former RCA student, graduate, who builds walking machines. And we've been talking for ages about these little ones that we found that have pneumatically controlled rubber legs. And the pneumatics that get pumped into these rubber legs, basically the leg is a tube with other tubes inside it. And as the pneumatics are injected into one part, it makes one side of the leg go into tension, the leg flexes, and then that is used throughout a system of 6 legs to make the little tiny machine able to walk. And obviously these are only the size of your fingertip, but this whole thing is theoretically possible to scale up, and it's also possible to think about doing it with hydraulics. But then I got to this, and I think some of us may have seen this video, but it's fun to watch, and it got me thinking about what we could possibly print